hush went through the room.
Welcome, everyone. Good morning. And welcome to the service of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Grand Traverse. My name is Renee Russell, and I am a member of the Sunday Services Committee. And welcome to those of you who are joining us via live stream at home, and to those of us who are here in our sanctuary. If you are visiting our congregation for the first time, and if you're comfortable and if you're able, please stand and introduce yourself, and Chris will bring a microphone to you to ensure that everyone can hear you, even those streaming at home.
Yes, I am standing. My name is Terry Donahue Cousins. I live up here in beautiful northern Michigan. I'm here for the first time today for a service for some very good reasons. I've been heavily recruited by a couple of people. And I'm here because I was told that Reverend Wendy was going to be our preacher today, and to enjoy the beautiful music of Emma's Revolution, and to meet all you fine folks.
Wonderful. Welcome. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sally Van Vleck, and I have been here before, but not in quite a few years, so I thought I'd introduce myself. I'm good friends with Wendy and Ginny, and I love Emma's Revolution, and heard them the last time they came here. And I'm back, and I was here last night, and I love your congregation, and I love your organization, and I'm very grateful. So thank you.
Thank you, Sally. Anyone else? All right. Oh.
Hello, everyone. I'm Fred Hanchett. I'm Bernard's son. I was born here in Traverse City, but I lived in Lexington, Kentucky for 45 years. Recently moved up to Gladwin, so I'm up visiting from Gladwin for the weekend, and it's a pleasure to see you all, or y'all, right? Okay.
Wonderful.
Good morning. My name is Madonna Charbonneau, and I'm a friend of Renee's. I'm from Gaylord, icy Gaylord, Michigan, and I was tired of not having power or water or heat, so I came to visit Renee. She very generously shared her home with me, so thank you. It's good to see you all.
Thank you.
Sorry we don't have a shower to
Here in the
loan
back,
you.
I think. Far in the back there. Oh, we have all over.
Well, I saw this.
I'm Nan Hogan, and ditto Madonna. I live in Cross Village, so yeah, I was telling Sandy about the ice storm, and but I was here last night and drove the 2 hours down to see Emma's Revolution and spent the night and came back and stayed with my dear friends Doug and Sarah in Traverse City. So I'm happy to be here.
Wonderful. Welcome. I think we had someone in the far back here. No? Okay. Anyone else? All right. Well, also just to invite all newcomers after the service, we have a coffee hour, and if you want to choose a yellow mug, it'll let us know that you're a visitor, and folks will be happy to come up and say hello and welcome you again. So, sharing our joys and concerns with our beloved community helps us stay connected in caring and in celebration. For those of you in the sanctuary, the book for recording your joys and concerns is to the left and to the front over here, where you can see the candles. You can enter your message there when you first arrive or during the centering music. Your joys and concerns will be shared later in the service. As we start our service this morning, I do invite you to set aside the distraction of your daily life and please turn off your electronic devices so that we might each bring our full attention to this time together. Thank you and welcome.
For the world were peaceful now and forevermore. Peaceful at the surface and peaceful would be so free to soar. And we're living on a living planet, circling a living star. I don't know where we're going, but I know we're going far. We can change the universe by being who we are. And we're living on a living planet, circling a living star. If all the world knew justice now and forevermore, justice at the surface and justice at the core, all the joy within my heart would be so free to soar. And we're living on a living planet, circling a living star. I don't know where we're going, but I know we're going far. We can change the universe by being who we are. And we're living on a living planet, circling a living star. And if all the world knew freedom now and forevermore, freedom at the surface and freedom at the core, all the joy within my heart would be so free to soar. And we're living on a living planet, circling a living star. I don't know where we're going, but I know we're going far. We can change the universe by being who we are. And we're living on a living planet.
Our opening words this morning from Barbara Peskin. For the beauty of the earth, this spinning blue-green ball, yes. Gaia, mother of everything, we walk gently across your back to come together again in this place. To remember how we can live, to remember who we are, to create how we will live. Gaia, our home, the lap in which we live, welcome us.
As the first hint of green begins to peek through the barren ground, let us be renewed by the warmth of the sun's rays and be ready to emerge with a new energy, ready to face the day. We light this chalice to bring a glimmer of that warmth into our space. Let the sound of the bowl draw you into a place of quiet energy, a readiness to be open and curious, a place where your senses are alive, yet still.
Good morning. If all of our kiddos want to come forward, and if everybody wants to stand up this morning, we're going to get our stretchies on. Oh, well, that's what we're You can do it from sitting down, too. That's fine. That's fine. You want to. All right. Anybody that wants to stand up this morning, let's give a big stretch. We talked a couple weeks ago about how this early spring feels like that big stretch, right? All right. Now, we're going to practice something. We're going to practice embodying joy this morning. Shake it down. All right, so stretch right up high. We're going to cry, and we're going to go all the way down to the earth, and we're just going to cry. And then while we're down here and we're maybe touching the earth if we can reach her, we're gonna pretend we're touching the earth if we're not that stretchy. We're gonna take up from the earth some joy and we're gonna laugh. And again, we're gonna cry all the way down. And while we're down here, we're gonna trust that the earth is recycling some of that sadness and we're gonna bring up our joy. And take a deep breath here at the top and let's do it one more time. Cry all the way down. And laughing all the way up. Oh, that was good. Send that joy out into the world. All right, now we're gonna make a rainbow. We love rainbows around here. All right, so kids, I need your help. What are the colors of the rainbow? You missed one. You missed my favorite color. Purple. You can't forget purple. That's my favorite color, Ollie. All right, so we are gonna paint a rainbow with our bodies. So pretend your fingers are your paintbrushes. I want you to think of something red. Think of something red that makes you smile. Think of something red that you love. Think of something red that brings you joy. And we're gonna paint our rainbow stripe red. All the way up and over, feel that big stretch. What's the next color? Orange. All right, think of something you love that is orange. Not traffic cones. It's almost road construction season. We're not thinking about that yet. Something we love that is orange. Big stretch up and over. Painting that next stripe in our rainbow. Whoa. Careful. Watch yourself. Something we love that is yellow. I've seen so many crocuses peeking up. Something we love that is yellow. Paint a big yellow stripe. The sun, the crocuses, baby ducklings. Something we love that is green. Big green stripe. And something we love that is blue. Paint a big blue stripe. The sky yesterday was so blue. Our beautiful northern Michigan water. And last, even though Ollie wanted to forget it, purple. Big purple stripe. Big purple stripe. Oh, and we forgot indigo. I'm so sorry. If we're going Roy G. Biv, I skipped a color. Okay, for indigo's sake, let's paint something indigo. And because I'm a Barbie girl, let's paint something pink. All right, and now I want you to stretch your arms big and wide. Imagine that big, big rainbow that you just painted. And pull all of those big, beautiful, colorful things that you love into yourself and hold on to that joy and give yourself a big hug. And then we're gonna take a little piece of that little bitty rainbow and we're gonna hand it to a neighbor and we're gonna trade. And then we're gonna take a little piece of that rainbow and we're gonna put it on our hand and we're gonna blow a kiss and we're gonna send it out into the world. All right, and then we're gonna shake it down. And we're gonna hold that joy in again, and we're gonna keep carrying that joy through all these hard times, amen? Amen. Amen. All right, kiddos, we're gonna sing our song, and then we're gonna go down to Sunday school. All right, spinners and weavers, here we go. Beyond
May our offering sustain and grow the life and mission of this congregation. May we give in love and hope and know that our contributions will be used mindfully. Baskets will be passed. They have two sides. The red side is for community outreach, which are many and varied. The blue side is for sustenance of the congregation. Other ways to give are shown on the slide. You can mail a check to the congregation. You can give on the UUCGT website. You can give through the Vanco mobile app, which can be downloaded to your phone or iPad. Or you can make arrangements with your bank for a regular transfer to the UUCGT account. You may designate your gift as you choose, for the congregation, for those in need, or for filling your annual pledge. Some recipients of our community support include wonderful organizations such as local food pantries, Safe Harbor, and the Women's Resource Center. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Hi, I'm Joni Jackson. Some of you know who I am. What I wanted to point out today is that the congregational care team got the same ribbons that I noticed some of the rest of you wearing, only ours are purple, and they say congregational care. So it's another way to help you to know who we are, and come to us if you need us for something, for yourself or someone you know that's in the congregation. Linda, I know you're here. Who else is here? I think Ann is someplace, and Millie. If you could all raise your hand. There's Ann, there's Linda, there's Millie. She's seated right now, but she's raised her hand, kind of. All right. And Richard helped today, but he's an adjunct member. There he is. So he's helping out Carl, who didn't feel well today. Well, it's time for us to get together and share our joys and concerns. Those are the things that are important to all of us as we mark the moments that are living on this earth. And I think that some of you already have written in the book, but if it's a little bit heavy for you and you don't want to share it with us, then I urge you to either tell Dr. or Reverend Alex about it or one of us. And you also, at any time, could light a candle, which again is over here, just for you, to let us know that someone, we don't look to see who did it, needs to be held in our hearts. Let me see. Oh, I don't want to forget. If you would like to be part of our group, all you have to do is let one of us know. We like to see new faces and new energy too. And I want you to, so I hope that somebody will come up and tell us, because, and we hold all of you in our hearts, all of you out there, and in the love of this community, because none of us is meant to travel this journey alone. So now, this is what has been shared with us for today. I believe this is from Jim, and he starts out, oh, no, maybe not. Jim, a good friend, has a great article about Jack Bergman in the paper today. Thank you for Sylvia McCullough. And it continues, and I'm not sure if this, I think it's a different person. Joyce, again, great to read these Joyce. Congratulations to 2 of our Liberty Letters writers for getting published in today's Record Eagle. Wow. Stop by our table in the social hall to sign Max Olber's letter to our fellow Canadians. We are all stronger together. And that's Beryl. Here's one from Sherry and Mike. We are pleased a decision has been made by Kinsey. He's committed to Michigan State University in the fall. And more exciting news, she will hold the role of cannoneer during her Mackinac Island week of service on Mackinac Island. So some of you might be there and hear the cannon and you'll know, oh, okay. She's with her Girl Scout troop, 147. Oh gosh, here's another joy from Heather Schumacher. This week we heard that our son Xander, and I know you've all heard him do things, he was just accepted to 2 summer programs close to his heart. A conducting institute where he will study orchestral conducting, and a composing program at the Brevard Music Festival. So, isn't that great? And now let's pause for a few moments so that we keep in our hearts some of the things that we don't want to share with anyone else, but we'll all try to share together. So. Thank you.
Won't you join me now in the spirit of prayer meditation? Our words this morning from Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. Friends, let's take a few quiet breaths together now and open our hearts once again to Emma's Revolution as they gift us with a song that they dedicated to our dear Holly Ba last night.
We are living beneath the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power, some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. I am alone, I am searching, hungering for answers in my time. I am balanced at the brink of wisdom. I'm impatient to receive a sign. I move forward with my senses open. Imperfection, it be my crime. In humility, I will listen. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power, some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving the spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. Journey through thoughts and feelings, binding intuition, my head, my heart. I am gathering the tools together. I'm preparing to do my part. All of those who have come before me, band together and be my guide. Loving lessons that I will follow. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power, some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. When we get there, we'll discover all of the gifts we've been given to share have been with us since life's beginning, and we never noticed they were there. We can balance the brink of wisdom, never recognizing that we've arrived. Loving the spirits will live together. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living in the great.
You can try with us.
We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power, some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. Loving spirits will live forever.
This is our earth. It falls through heaven like a pearl in a glass of plum wine. There are no other earths that I know of. There are no other skies that we have mapped. This is our earth. The oneness who gave birth to it remains nameless. There was no midwife then to bring us word of the birth cry. We only rejoice that it is. This is our earth. Ice caps its head, glaciers clasp its feet. Warm wind, like the breath of a lover, breathes around its breast. Mountains thrust up to the clouds, bringing joy. Storms blow across its shore, bringing fear. Silvery fish capture sunlight and bring it down into the deep. As on shore, valleys spread with ripening fruit. Cities teem with the poor and disenfranchised in the shadow of the golden towers. Children live and also die. Highways throb, monks sit in silence. Mothers work, crickets chirp, teachers plan, engineers design, fathers write letters. People marry with and without the blessings of law. People cry, they laugh and brood and worry and wait. This is our earth. There are no other earths. Before its wonder, philosophers fall silent. Before its mystery, poets admit their words are shadow, not light. And all the great names religious teachers have left to us, Ishtar, Shekinah, Terra Mater, Suchness, Wakan, Tanka, Gaia, suddenly refuse to announce themselves. And so we too fall silent, entering the time where words end and reality begins.
We're very glad to be here this morning, and we do this a lot where we sing at a concert the night before and then we sing at the service. And one time we were going to sing at a congregation in Northern Virginia, and our friend who had brought us in said, "Why don't you pick a song out of the hymnal?" And we know some of the folks who've written the songs in the hymnal. Pat has a song in the Spanish hymnal, in fact. But sometimes when you ask songwriters to pick a song, they might just pick a whole new song. So we wrote this song. And you don't need a hymnal for it.
But it has a part for you.
It does.
And the particular chapel that we were playing in was built by people who had been formerly enslaved. And it's a beautiful wooden building with wood all up around the ceiling. So it's like singing inside a drum. It was very, very beautiful. And just knowing its history, we wanted to use the language that we have to subvert the ways in which racism is embedded in our language, so that we can start beginning that process of separating ourselves from that institution.
So in the first verse, when Pat sings a line, we'll sing back the words, "in the light." In the second verse, when Pat sings a line, we'll sing back, "in the dark." And in the third verse, we'll sing, "we begin."
We've come
In the light,
to this place, in the light, with our hearts
in the light,
open wide. We are here
in the light,
giving voice
in the light,
to the truth.
in the light.
We
now. We begin where we are. We begin, we have all. We begin that we need to renew. We begin to release. We begin to rebuild. We begin to believe. Let us sing for today. Let us learn better ways, showing love. We begin with hope. We begin, we create. We begin better days. Let us sing for today. Let us learn better ways, showing love. We begin with hope. We begin, we create. We begin better days, showing love. We begin giving hope. We begin, we create. We begin better days.
I almost always climb into bed at day's end, believing in better days. And then I wake. That's it, I'm done. Then I wake, make my way toward coffee, breathe in the morning air, and then check the news. I go pretty rapidly from my optimistic, hard-held belief in better tomorrow, and that better tomorrow, to a much more dismal place. I don't stay there for long, I just can't. What helps me is touching the earth. I go outside even if the weather doesn't feel inviting, sometimes to get my hand in the earth in our gardens, or just to feel the sun or the rain or the snow on my face, sometimes barefoot, regardless of season, literally grounded. I then sit in the quiet and work my way back to a belief in better days. Some days it comes more readily than others. But friends, when and how were we ever promised that there would be better days? And how did that happen if it did to you? Did you fall and knock out a tooth as a child and hear, it's okay, it's a baby tooth, and you'll get another, it will be better? Or did a wise adult give you a hug after a hard day of not fitting in 6th or 7th or 8th grade and tell you nobody likes middle school? In my day, it was called junior high. But high school will be much better. Or perhaps that message came to you in high school with an assertion that post-high school would be better. Or maybe after what seemed to be a life-shattering breakup, did a good friend offer solace with a, it's just as well. You deserve better. The next one will be better, or just be with yourself. Better days ahead. For my queer siblings, perhaps the It Gets Better ad campaign touched you at an important point when it was hard to believe it would happen, or angered you because it still hasn't. For some, maybe it just hasn't gotten better at all. She says, hopefully, with the word yet. Usually when I occupy this pulpit, I do so with a strong call to action and maybe a wee bit of fire. But this morning, I invite you to put aside the urgency just for a bit. Though we know that suffering is growing with each minute, and we are losing people. We are losing people as we gather today. But even in the face of that suffering and loss, I implore you to pause. To pause with me and go to the center of your being, the quiet place where truth resides, the quiet place of connection to our breath, to our earth, to the universe, to the wind and the water and the trees and to each other, to all of creation of which, regardless of specific belief, we are part. That quiet place that has known you since you entered the world and will gentle you through the last of your living days. This, friends, is where faith begins, where spirit lives. It forms us in our childhood and our youth. It informs us as we navigate our journeys. And if we're wise enough to listen and learn, it transforms us in ways that make us able to keep working for better days, even if they arrive after we ourselves are done with our living. We may have different language for that place, that space, and what occurs when we sit and focus on that core. For some, it's mindfulness. Others, a conversation with goddess or God. Some use a singing bowl, holding it and letting the vibrations travel through them and connect them with the energy of all humankind. Other, it's a time for a healing somatic practice, connecting body with its dimensions of physical space, of length, of width, of depth, and spiritual space of the past and the future. For me, it's a place where I connect with the wisdom of elders and ancestors, especially so this week as one precious ancestor arrives. I urge you there today, along with myself, for two reasons. First, to ground ourselves in what we know to be true in our core of cores, whether we call it goddess-given knowledge or universal blessing or moral compass, it matters not. And to strengthen our ability to center and recenter ourselves in that clarity, knowing we will be knocked on our behinds over and over again in the coming days, weeks, and months, and the remainder of this term, this final term. To rest and to refuel, but also to gather power. And secondly, to remind ourselves that we are not in this alone, because that truth resides in there too. So, dear ones, take a moment now and discern, what is it that you do when despair and hopelessness find you? I turn to musicians and poetry and the earth and the elements. What do you do? How is it that you connect with your core, quiet self? What helps you find the center of your being? Close your eyes if it helps. Bring an image to mind, or let your gaze soften on an object here in the sanctuary or outside through the windows. But take a moment now and answer for yourself. How do you arrive at the center of your soft human form and sit with your soul? We'll pause. And now what would it be like to build that into your day and weeks with intention? What would it be like to take on building our spiritual warrior muscle as seriously as some among us run, walk, draw, write, knit, read? What is in between you and strengthening your own ability to connect and reconnect with your faith beyond a Sunday morning? To actually ignore the barriers and move right in to setting an intention. Let's do that right now. It's too important to debate. Consider this PT, physical therapy for the soul. Take another moment, decide right now, what will I do this week to connect to that all-important inner core? How will I exercise that muscle? How will I begin? Take a moment, set that intention. A challenge to this practice. I'll just stop to say, have you ever started PT with a lot of gusto and then, yeah. I'll let your physical therapist talk to you about that, but it's the same thing, and this is too important. And a challenge to this practice is that we are our own worst critic when we're alone with ourselves and we're quiet. While we dedicate ourselves, or at least aspire to, loving kindness toward others, it is with ourselves when we are first in need and generally last in achieving. Zen Buddhist Pema Chodron teaches us that if we don't have loving kindness for ourselves, it's pretty difficult, perhaps impossible, to truly feel it for others. If we want there to be peace in the world, she writes, then we have to take responsibility when our own hearts and minds harden and close. We have to be brave enough to soften what is rigid, to find the soft spot and stay with it. We have to have that kind of courage and take that kind of responsibility. That's true spiritual warriorship, she tells us, adding that's the true practice of peace. To become spiritually grounded, then, we need to learn to rest in the quiet, be reminded of what we know to be true, not just for ourselves, but for all of the human family. We need to arrive in that quiet with loving kindness, but also with curiosity and honesty, and while there, explore our own edges and do so with love. The pathway to better days is not a pathway for the righteous or only like-minded people. It's not partisan. It's not Unitarian Universalist solely. It is the pathway known to each human being, known here where we know the truth, not a pathway of intellect and words, rather of heart and soul. Groundedness isn't, therefore, about anchoring yourself to a single position of we are right and they are wrong, and they don't get to be on our path. Well, maybe a few. I like that one, and that one seems like we could convert them. You know, it's about anchoring ourselves to the certain knowledge that we are all connected, all of us, and we need one another to survive, all of us. And we need one another to grow together, to learn better ways, showing love in the light, giving hope in the light, in the dark. We create, we begin. Emphasis on we. We need this practice for shelter in the storm, for fuel, for transformation, including our own. Because we do have hard work ahead of us. The suffering of our kin is increasing exponentially. This pause to focus on our spirit is for naught if we stop here, rather than emerge and use our spirit-informed power to move forward. Just as the journey inward can be difficult, it's true of that movement forward too. Despair beckons each day, sometimes hourly. It's difficult to know what to do. It's discouraging to be unclear about the effectiveness of what we do. The timeline is daunting, so much so wrong, so rapidly, so horrifically. And 4 years seems like an eternity. Frightening and dangerous, much more so to some of us rather than others. So it's useful as we move forward to turn now to those who have journeyed through such despair before, not for cheerleading, but for some wise observations. We bring you two. I'll bring you one. Our dear friends here will bring you another. So I offer Frederick Douglass, easily the most influential voice for African American civil rights in the 19th century. He escaped from enslavement in Maryland in 1838, going on to become a national leader for the abolitionist movement. He offered these words on July 5th after being invited to do so on July 4th in 1852. In his address, he asked, "What to the American slave is your 4th of July?" providing his own reply, "A day that reveals to him more than all the other days in the year, gross injustice and cruelty to which he is the constant victim." He went on to condemn the church for taking the side of the oppressors, judging them guilty in connection to slavery and superlatively guilty in the abdication of their power to abolish slavery. Particularly heinous to him was the Northern participation in the Fugitive Slave Act. He offered this: "I am glad, fellow citizens, that your nation is so young. 76 years, though a good old age for a man, is but a mere speck in the life of a nation. 70 years and 10 is the allotted time for individual men, but nations number their years by thousands. According to this fact," he spoke, "you are even now only in the beginning of your national career, still lingering in the period of childhood. I repeat, I am glad this is so. There is hope in the thought, and hope is much needed under the dark clouds which lower above the horizon." Now, Douglass noted hope and possibility, but he did not offer guarantees. Hear his words. "Great streams are not easily churned from channels worn deep in the course of ages. They may sometimes rise in quiet and stately majesty and inundate the land, refreshing and fertilizing the earth with their mysterious properties. They may also rise in wrath and fury and bear away on their angry waves the accumulated wealth of years of toil and hardship. They, however, gradually flow back to the same old channel and flow on as serenely as ever. But while the river may not be turned aside, it may dry up and leave nothing behind but the withered branch and the unsightly rock to howl in the abyss-sweeping wind the sad tale of departed glory. As with rivers, so with nations," he shared. This July 4th, we will reach our 249th year. By Douglass's count, not yet a teen. Perhaps, like the teen, still in formation. It's possible the river is nearly dry. And it's possible, if we stay true to our hearts, clear in our power, that we're in the midst of building something new. As it was for Frederick Douglass, we may not achieve all we hope, but if we do not act more days than not, the days will not get better. It's fair to predict that they will worsen. But we can have faith here in ourselves, in each other, in our collective, and in humanity. We can change the universe by being who we are. And we're on a living planet, circling a living star. Emphasis again on we. I invite you to listen carefully now with head and heart as we close with another ancestor who holds inspiration for us all in the continued struggle.
The song was inspired by our dear friend Pete Seeger, and he had seen times in his life not entirely unlike what we're going through now. I think he would be appalled to see them coming back. But the thing that Pete taught me, as we were friends for close to 30 years, was the importance of hope. And I know that some folks see that as so unrealistically optimistic sometimes, but as I learned from traveling in Central America, that cynicism is a privilege, because people who are living in war zones and suffering things that we don't suffer in the same way here can't afford not to hope. Their lives depend on it. So I wrote the line in this song, hope changes everything. It doesn't mean that hope fixes everything. It means that there is no change without hope. That hope is the fuel.
We hope it'll work.
Yeah. So this has a chorus, and I think there are probably enough of you in the room who were here last night that you can help the folks that were not with singing on the chorus. When I was 4, I had a toy made of plastic and of joy, a magic musical machine from a drum, a stick, and strings. I couldn't always I would play. I'd live to meet the man one day, playing songs that shaped my life and taught the world to sing. This is your part. Oh, hear the banjo ring, hear the people sing. Hear the people sing, hope changes everything. Hope changes everything. Sing, people sing.
she by your side, you're gonna do most anything. You showed us how the world could be, living with integrity. Together we create a force beyond imagining. As I observed your dimming light, I felt a spark in me ignite. But I would trade it all today to hear your banjo ring. Oh, hear the banjo ring. Hear the people sing. Oh, changes everything. Sing, people, sing. Do it again. Oh, hear the banjo ring. Hear the people sing. Oh, changes everything. Sing, people, sing. Sing, people, sing. Sing, people, sing.
Usually announcements are done after the flame is extinguished. But the announcements today are part of the service because we cannot leave here without committing to action. So there are a couple of quick announcements, but I want to flag the Social Justice Action Team members to get ready for the big announcement that's part of the service. So very quickly, I want to say, please put on your calendars April 26th. First, a thank you. There are lots of thank yous. Pat and Sandy and Jeff and all of the people that came out last night. The concert, all the proceeds from the concert went to Northern Michigan E3, who is doing the amazing work. They're BIPOC-led and doing the amazing work of dismantling as best we can and as quickly as they can and racism in our systems here in Northern Michigan. And they have a large event, and about $1,200 is going from that concert last night to help support them. Better Together is the name of their series. The first event is April 26th. You'll want to be there. It's the Who We Are film, which chronicles racism in America, and it's going to be followed by 3 local BIPOC leaders speaking, and then table talk conversations where we can all get into relationship and conversation to how do we actually move forward. So please mark that on your calendars. The second one that somebody handed me, okay, in this time when so many things seem off kilter, the earth is suffering too. Sacred Grounds, under the auspices of the National Wildlife Federation, offer simple actions we can take to really make a difference. They will be meeting in this time when we want to throw up our hands and turn our eyes away from the magnitude of all that is wrong in the world. There will be a 20-minute briefing on what you can actually do. So come shortly after the service back in the sanctuary. But now, I would like to have Mary Van Valen come forward, because the whole, and the other, bring your crew, because this is the point of today. To not sit here, but to leave here committed to action, and they are going to bring it for us.
We are the Social Action Steering Committee. It now takes 6 of us to do what Emmy Lou Cholak did for years and years. We are so grateful for her legacy. So, Mike Radke is our visionary and the ultimate networker. Steve Sanders is our tech guy who keeps the social justice link on the website up to date with really good stuff, so Make sure you check it out often. And he does a lot of other tech work for us, too, that you'll notice in the social hall today. Emily Mitchell isn't here today, but we call her our energizer. She's a really good message framer and an idea person. Taylor Keefe gives us a youthful perspective and became very popular because when we had the sign-making party, he was the one that showed up with the 11 pizzas. Reverend Wendy is our spiritual leader and deep inspiration. And I'm Mary Van Valen, the crazy idealistic one. We invite you all to the social hall right now, where our facilitators for the 4 action teams will be ready to nab you to take action. They're the Vines group, which is dedicated to inclusive communities. Money Talks, focused on leveraging our consumerism for good. Liberty Letters, you heard about already, but they are ready to keep you writing letters to the editor and governmental agencies. And Show Up for Government is about government accountability and your role in demanding that. So please visit each table and join us in taking action to build the beloved community we so dream of. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And when she said right now, she meant almost right now. Because we are going to extinguish the flame. I want to invite Renee up to do that. And then you are all going to join in a choral benediction. I'm pretty sure you will know the song. And if not now, you'll know it in about 2 minutes. Renee?
May the blessings of life be upon us and upon this congregation. May the memories we gather here give us hope for the future. May the love that we share bring strength and joy to our hearts, and the peace of this community be with us until we meet again.
And it's customary now usually to join hands and all of that, but we instead are going to just pivot to this fabulous choral benediction. So rise in body or spirit. Join us if you're viewing from home, and please join in. On your way to do actions in the Social Justice Hall.
Sing with us, please.
Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on moving proudly. Keep on moving proudly. Keep on moving proudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gotta keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna reach across our border. Reach across our border. Reach across our border. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna sow the seeds of justice. Sow the seeds of justice. Sow all the seeds are gonna stay.